Hello and welcome to another College Basketball Weekly powered by the Full Court Network. Oh, what a weekend. That might have been Luke Taylor here, Sammy D. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Pound that subscribe button. All right, let's cut
let's get into basketball, man. Let's get it.
That last week of the NCAA tournament might have been my favorite one ever.
Ooh, that's saying a lot.
Hands down.
You kind of say that every year, though.
No, and I also left my mark in Buffalo, literally.
Okay. All right.
Up to the Holiday Inn Express employee who brought me the toilet plunger. So it was fun, man. Oh, God. So what did you think about it? Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you. What did you think about the first week of the tournament?
I loved it. I love the back and forth between like mid-majors and like the P4s, going back and forth at it. I think that's good bulletin board material moving into the off season, right? For a lot of these people.
Yes.
And everybody who had something to say, I have a lot of respect for them. And I think it was great to hear people like Flynn Clayman talk, Travis Steele, and then the other side as well, the Matt Painters of the world, the Tom
Izzo. You like the quote I got from him?
So it's like, I think it's a conversation that needed to happen. Right. Yeah. And I think when you look on social media or comment sections of articles or, the general basketball fan, doesn't really know what's happening behind the curtain and how important scheduling is. Right. If you listen to our show, you do, because there's a lot of coaches who talk about the importance of scheduling non-conference games and, what it means to their postseason activity. Right. So it's nice that this conversation is out in the open now. I'm kind of done with it because all we have left in the 16 teams are power conference schools. But I think it's going to be a really important topic moving into late spring, summer. I think people have a laser focus on it now.
So what I like is, I was big into expansion, and after how the tournament was set this year, I don't know if I'd expand the field. Just because, would have Auburn added any value or Indiana to the tournament? San Diego State would have, in my opinion, or maybe another mid-major here or two. But
I don't think you know. I think where the power conference schools and conferences are going to come from is look at the success Texas is having. That's what they're going to say, right? Like, where did Texas fall in the SEC? The bottom half. If you're splitting into the half, and it's like, they're in the Sweet 16, and so they're going to use that moving forward, as they should. I would be doing the same thing, right? So who knows how good Auburn would have been in the tournament or whatnot, but it's like people watch people take off work, people have their laptops fired up at work, people are watching over spring break to watch the upsets.
My family's watching all the time. My daughter's doing a pool, my son's doing stuff.
Well, what happened to your kid at school?
So I get this text on Thursday from my wife, as you know her well, and you know my whole family very well. And there's a screenshot of something, and it says your son. Okay. And the screenshot is my oldest son, my middle child, who's actually named Sam. Shocker. Your name's Sam. He's named Sam. And he's a little shit like you at times, but I love him just like you. No, he's awesome like you. But anyway, so I get this thing, and he got a min, which is like a
it's like a demerit or something. A
demerit, in school. Sam decided to open up his Chromebook and watch the college basketball game. And he said, and I said, you can't do that. He's like, why? What's wrong with it? And you know what? Not mad at him. I'm proud of him. So I actually got the email from the school, and I actually emailed them back. I don't know if my wife really understands. I emailed the school back. I said, listen, I don't know what's wrong with that, because his father, which is me, and I sent a screenshot of where I was sitting in the NCAA tournament in Buffalo. And I said, I got it. I never got a response. So we're probably getting expelled. But, listen, we're breeding the young college. I can't remember what coach was going to bother me. I don't know if it was Pat Kelsey or Tom. It was Pat Kelsey or Brian Hodge. I think it was Kelsey said, Thursday is the most unproductive work day that day, the first day of the NCAA tournament, and I believe it. I mean, bars are packed. People are calling in sick. People are watching it at work. I don't know if you saw the Kentucky fans that were watching at work when they beat Santa Clara, which was an awesome game. Miami, Ohio, all my Miami, Ohio people were watching it. I mean, I even had buddies that were going to go. And you know what I love about Miami, Ohio? They beat SMU.
There you go.
Yeah, but it was awesome. I mean, just seeing it firsthand in Buffalo. I mean, my daughter only had one wrong pick the first round. That's pretty impressive. Hey, you know who the wrong pick was?
Who's that? Ohio State?
Ohio State. She picked, and I'm like, dude, we're a Michigan family, but still no there. I've got a lot of respect for Diebler, and I'm a big fan of Thornton and Mobley. I really like some of those, and the big guy, the freshman from Nebraska. I really like him too. I can't think of his name.
It was a great game. Ohio State.
Yeah. And Texas Christian, man, we got to get Jamie Dixon on the phone. Yeah. We got to get Jamie Dixon on the thing. Actually, I don't know if you ever knew his sister, but his sister was an assistant at
Maggie when she was.
Maggie. Loved her. Love her. She was awesome. One of the friendliest and happiest people, but a lot of great games. What I loved was the HBCU being front and center. They won 2 games in the first 4. I really liked the first 4. That Texas NC State game was awesome. And I love Xavier fans. You want to know why I love Xavier fans? They bought tickets to frickin' boo Sean Miller.
I know. That was great, huh?
They are ruthless. The Big East fans are ruthless. People need to understand that.
It's Sean Miller won that battle, though.
Isn't he a great coach? I mean, love him or hate him. We've had him on the show, and we'll hopefully have him again. The guy wins.
Yeah, it's he's one of the coaches where what he did at Arizona was very impressive.
What, the cheating or the winning?
I mean, he won. He built the program into what Tommy Lloyd has taken over.
Yeah, but it's all legal now, right? Everything that these guys did, Will Wade, Sean Miller, whoever it is, even if they got caught or not.
They were trailblazers, right?
Trailblazers.
So it's like
words out of my mouth.
Yeah. So I mean, Sean Miller at Texas, like he's sneaky good, like he's one of the. I mean, people tried to call him like a Cinderella story, and then everybody in the knows, like you have the budget of Texas athletics with a pedigree of a coach of Sean Miller. Like there's nothing Cinderella about this. He's a great tournament coach. Yep. Right. Like they can go out there and beat anybody on any given day. They had a couple bad losses this past year, or in the season. But I mean, they could get through their quadrant when you look at it. So
and we're gonna talk about that later. So so shout out to Miami, Ohio, shout out to VCU. I called that pick. The Martelli Magic. Big second largest comeback in NCAA tournament history in the last, I think, decade. Yep. And it obviously leads to talking to the coaching carousel, aka the shit show we're going to talk about, because we're obviously going to talk about North Carolina. But High Point, geez, we got some love from the High Point faithful. What Clayman and Fletcher and Terry Anderson, Aquino, Chase, all these guys. I mean, that's what college basketball is all about. Is what High Point did to Wisconsin and then almost did to Arkansas. That was legitimate.
Yep.
That's all you got. You're pissed because you didn't get a T-shirt.
No, I'm fine. I'll get my T-shirt. It's all good.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's watching High Point play.
Yep.
And I think that's where my curiosity just peaked this past week, was these teams like High Point, the Miami Ohios, like the St. Louis's, like you don't they never got any real competition throughout the season, right? And so this is the first time they're playing this caliber of an opponent, and it's like you shouldn't have to wait until March to figure out how good these teams are.
Did you see how bad, and I was in the flesh, how bad St. Louis beat Georgia?
No, I followed that one like on my phone, but I was just like, I mean, the lead just kept expanding. And I had Georgia winning that game because to me, that was going to be the first time St. Louis played a team that caliber. And I thought
no. But just wait, you don't think the A10 is right there, though? I mean, the A10's got some good teams. Well, no, but I mean, like, no, God, no. I mean, I'm not going to argue that. No, but I'm just saying, like, you got to, I mean, the A10 is not the SEC. I'm not claiming that. But I think there is some good teams that play good teams like a VCU, George Mason, Dayton. I mean, I know it's not Georgia, but I wouldn't be surprised if another A10 could beat a Georgia or kind of the lower realm of the SEC, whether it's South Carolina, LSU.
Maybe. I mean, they'd win some games. And I mean,
that's all I'm arguing. They can win some games. Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. What do you think about Iowa and also St. John's?
Iowa surprised me.
McCollum's a pimp. McCollum is like a pimp. I'm sorry. I know that's probably mean for me to say.
No, I mean,
guy's a winner. Winner.
It also shows like when you have a couple guys who have been in your coaching system for a couple years, how much you trust these guys, and how much. When I watch Iowa play, they're the right spot on the court every play. Like they know where they're supposed to be every play. Like there's no question marks of who's guarding who or where they need to be on offense. Like they know each other so well. They know what Coach McCollum wants them to do, where they want to be.
Yep.
That to me, this has been the biggest difference with the 16 teams that are left. These are the teams that have high basketball IQ and are playing for each other.
Yeah,
right. That's what.
Yep.
Like they're playing for their teammates, and
100%.
That is where you see these guys sprinting to pick them up. You're like, if a guy's on the floor, like it is, picking each other up if they're missing shots. And I mean, that's been the consistent theme with some of these guys is like when they're interviewing them in the tunnel at halftime or after the game, it's all about trust. And it's all about brotherhood, and it's all about being a team. And with these 16 teams left, you can say that about every single one of these teams.
Yeah. And I love. I mean, St. John's kind of got the raw deal on the seeding. In my opinion, was one of the ones that got rid. But at the end of the day, they won. They won, and that game against Kansas,
so good, huh?
There were so many good games. It's not even funny. Like the Iowa Florida game, unreal. The High Point Arkansas game, unreal. Texas's run through the whole bloody thing. VCU beating UNC, Santa Clara almost beating Kentucky, St. John's there were so many good games, it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about VCU beating UNC. Let's talk about the shit show, aka the coaching carousel. I was like, okay, it's kind of quiet before the storm, as they say.
Sure.
And now the storm is really going to pick up. There's reports that LSU is going to fire Coach McMahon. There's reports that UNC Coach Davis is going to resign or retire. The same can be said about Bill Self. What do you think is going to go on? I mean, it's dominoes, mother. You know what?
Yeah, I mean, it's all it's going to take. All it's going to take is North Carolina or Kansas to open up, and then it's going to be a shit show for the next 90 days.
Yeah,
honestly, like it's going to. All it takes is one of those programs to open up, and it's going to get ugly.
Especially with UNC.
I almost think like when you talk about UNC and Kansas, like how close they are with like their coaching tree staffs and everything over the past 50 years. You got to think if you're the AD and president of those schools, you're kind of like, all right, we need to move fast because, you know, as much as I do, there's 2 or 3 people who would be qualified to take over those jobs where the fan bases would be happy. And neither one of those fan bases is going to move forward with a coach that's not elite. Like they're going to open the checkbook. They're going to open the resources up. They're going to wine and dine. Yep. And they're going to go after the top 2-3 coaches in the country.
Like Todd Golden at Florida. And if that opens up, then it's going to be interesting.
Sure.
The LSU job is interesting. The, Cincinnati, all reports have stated that it's pretty much Calhoun's if he doesn't want it, or if he does want it. So then you got to look at some Utah State will get a good replacement. It's going to be interesting, but couple hirings that, we're not surprised about Scott Cross. We talked about that from Troy going to Georgia Tech. I think that's a really good hire for where Georgia Tech is and wants to get. I mean, the guy's a winner. Definitely has a chip on his shoulder from previous coaching spots, but 2 years in a row at Troy, and
great coach.
Great coach, and he follows us. So he follows us. He gives us a like. I guess not a review, but whatever. So I'm in the flesh, and they took, it seems, and I'm not bragging or pat myself back, it seems like it's a consistent trend of people taking my questions or answers, or ours for that matter. And I asked Brian Hodgson, who we've had on the show, and he's a dog. He's just a great coach, good dude too. I asked him in his press conference about, what USF means to him in the future. And I think I might have texted you and called you. I'm like, he's gone. He gone. And he was. He's going to Providence. And I think Providence got a guy, Providence is very blue collar. Brian Hodgson's very blue collar. He's a dog. I think he's not going to put up in shit. And he looks good in black. So I think Providence got a good coach. What do you think about that one?
I think it's good. I'm interested to see what they negotiated as far as NIL and kind of resources available. I know that was a big thing for
Providence
him.
Has money though, supposedly.
Well, I think that's where, that's why it took an extra day.
Obviously.
He committed to being their head coach, but nothing was really said and done until they can fine tune those details. And then it was finally announced that they've came to terms. And I do believe that these coaches that are taking these new jobs, they are putting NIL dollars and resources available as part of their contract. And I would be shocked if that wasn't part of his. I knew it was part of his due diligence as far as, looking at the options he's going to have and saying, like Providence, if you can come up with these resources that'll help me win, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what you're seeing now is I'm interested to see what happens in year one with him at Providence. As you know, it's like the Big East it's usually that second year where you kind of make a big jump and a big splash.
So he obviously didn't do that. He obviously did that at USF first year. Right. He's calling it UCF, USF.
He's a great coach. He belongs in a league like the Big East. He's proved himself. Nate Oates' disciple. He was with Oates in Buffalo, if I remember correctly, and then Alabama before taking over his first head coaching job, and then what he's done at USF. So obviously he's earned the right to have the head seat at Providence, and I'm looking forward to watching him next season. We'll have to get him on during the off season to see how it's going.
Yeah. So he likes being on podcasts, unlike Kim English, supposedly. It only took 45 emails to tell me that, but here nor there. But big up, Arthur. I'm on you, Arthur. I'm coming on you right now. I'm getting on you. I'm going to give you a month, and I'm going to get on there. He's an elite recruiter, just like me, Brian Hodgson. So the other one that it's getting mixed reactions, and as you know, you can see in the background, you might not, you can see it right there. I'm a Syracuse faithful through and through. And I am so happy they picked hired a former guest, two-time guest, Jerry Mack. I'm sorry if you're not on board with that hiring. You need to listen to another show.
There you go. That's a good strategy. Let's kick people off.
No, but here's the thing, and here's the key thing. It's all about NIL dollars. It's all about resources. And a guy that's going to get it at Syracuse with like 2 or 3 phone calls or texts is Jerry Mack. And I understand, people are like, oh, we got to get away from the Boeheim coaching tree. Adrian Autry, I feel almost like he was set up to fail. With resources, NIL, he's a great coach, but he's not Jerry McNamara. The guy won single-handedly a national championship. I mean, the guy played
single-handedly, or did he?
Not single-handedly. Shut up. Just be quiet. Whatever. Okay, I'm having a moment here. I love Jerry McNamara.
I don't want to upset people like Carmelo Anthony or Jim Boeheim or anybody who is just as big of a part of that national championship as him. It's all good.
Yeah, but you know what? Carmelo Anthony, was part of this process. I mean, his kid, I think, is going to take a huge jump. But, and hopefully Adam Weitzman comes back in the fold. You want to talk about Syracuse royalty, boosters, what have you. He helped in Siena. I mean, you're going to see hopefully Gavin Doughty come over. I think you're going to see a lot of excitement in Syracuse, and I think, and I know they hired the best person possible. And I'm excited to see what he can do. I mean, the guy, I mean, if you can't see that watching Siena plays Duke, I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, that's what did it for me. You know, on paper, Jerry McNamara was the leading candidate for me to take that job. And then once he took Duke to the last minute of the game, I'm like, all right, like there's no other choice. Like if they don't hire this, it's like if they don't hire Jerry McNamara or offer him the job, then they're doing something wrong after his performance against Duke, right? Because Duke's somebody that, you know, you play in the ACC, right?
Yeah.
And like, you're like, okay, well, like, so like when you look at that, you look at the compliments that John Shire gave Jerry McNamara,
Rick Pitino too.
You know, like all these guys, it's he's like he's the answer for that.
No, you don't need to answer that phone though.
I don't need to answer that phone.
No, you don't. You don't. So that leads me to the next thing, and then I want to talk about the upcoming games just quickly, or just give it some time. Is, you know, you're talking about that now. Here's a name. If Florida opens up, even LSU opens up officially. Has LSU opened up officially or no?
I don't know.
Yeah, but if it does open up, remember this name, and even North Carolina might look. You said there was some interest from, you've read some boards and stuff, is Flynn Clayman. I mean, how he battled against Arkansas is going to open up a lot of eyes, especially in the SEC, because if you can battle like that with that team that he had against Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's you've been to High Point. You've met them.
Been to High Point. I'm waiting for my freaking honorary degree with my T-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to pay like
T-shirts.
You got to pay like $300,000 for that one. For
33, like 330.
I said $300,000 to get like a diploma there. So
I'm a little bit deaf. I'm still pissed that you wouldn't let me say single-handedly Jerry McNamara won the national championship.
I've got enough respect.
Love you, Jerry.
On those teams, but I mean, you've been to High Point. Like,
love it.
You've been to High Point. You've also been to a lot of big programs, and there's not much that separates them from large programs out there. So, I mean, it's like, I mean, in reality, I mean, they have better resources than some of the teams in the basement at some of these bigger conferences. And so what Flynn Clayman could do at High Point, if he wanted to, you know, continue to build there, I mean, it's going to be unprecedented. He definitely deserves any phone call that he gets to interview for some open positions that could be opening up. But I think what college basketball fans saw in Flynn Clayman was passion.
Yeah.
And there's no better time of the year where that resonates with fans who had early exits from the tournament.
Yeah.
To say, I want a coach. We want to pay for a coach who is blood, sweat, and tears going to lay it all on the line to win for us. And he showed that. Like I texted you, I was like, he might have a heart attack before the end of this game. Like he was so into it. Like, and for me, watching that during March, I'm like, this is what it's all about. Whether it's at High Point, whether it's at a bigger university, I don't know, but he belongs in college basketball, and he is what is good for this game.
Yeah, 100%. And just quickly, because I want to talk about the Sweet 16 upcoming, 100%. I actually checked on him. A mental health and physical check on him today. He did respond, nice. And I like joking with him that they drove to and from Portland. I give him a hard time. But the one name just quickly for South Florida that I think they really need to look at is Nolan Smith from Tennessee State.
Yeah,
that's a guy, because he's a buddy of Hardaway, and it'd be nice for them to battle in the American would be really good. So, what would you say of all the 4 different locations for the Sweet 16? Which one's your favorite, and why?
I mean, the West. I mean, you got Arizona, Arkansas, Texas, Purdue. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to flip it back on you here. What do you think are the 3 strongest basketball conferences in the country?
SEC.
Okay.
Big Ten.
Okay.
And the MAC. Long live the MAC! The MAC! MAC attack! Okay. SEC, Big Ten, Big 12.
All right. Who won the SEC conference tournament?
You know, Arkansas. I know where you're going with this. Purdue won theirs. Arizona won theirs. I get it. It's okay.
You have the 3 hottest teams at the 3 best conferences.
Yep.
All in the same quadrant.
Yep.
That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yep.
Did Michigan have a better season than Purdue? Absolutely. Are they hotter than Purdue right now? That's to be determined, right? Same could be said with like Arkansas and but it's like you are looking for me the 3 conference tournament champions of the 3 best leagues all in the same quadrant.
Yeah, I get it. I would say that one. The one game I'm really looking forward to.
What were you gonna say before I made those comments?
The gentleman never shows his hand.
Right. No.
The one game I'm really excited to see because I think they're gonna sell out because of their fan bases and they're like craving for it is Iowa, Nebraska. That game is gonna be wild. Like. You're going to have every farm animal in there. You're going to have every pitchfork. You're going to have everything in that arena. And it's just going to be pure passion. I love those fan bases. Those
Midwest college towns.
Oh my God. It's going to be, and McCollum, I mean, first time in this Final Four since 1999, Nebraska got their first ever win in the NCAA tournament. They kept winning. So, that's gonna be great. I'm excited to see that St. John's Duke matchup too. And then that region, yes, when you put it like that, is definitely the best region. I think that Tennessee Iowa State is going to be like literally a dogfight. And the Michigan Alabama, I mean, they're all going to be good games. UConn, Michigan State. I can't say there's going to be one bad game in the Sweet 16. I wish there was a Cinderella.
Who's making it out of each quadrant for you?
Okay, I look at it. So we talked about it. It's either going to be.
Who's making out of it for each quadrant?
UConn.
Okay.
Houston.
Okay.
I'm going to say it, and I'm going to get chastised for this. Arkansas and Michigan.
Okay. I mean, I had a hard time picking between Arkansas. I think. And it's even harder now seeing how good they're playing in the tournament, right?
Yep.
I've got some different ones. I've got Duke. We agree on Houston. I do have Arizona coming out of the West, and I've got Michigan coming out of the Midwest. So.
Okay. All right. Well, Sammy, I'm excited. We'll throw some stuff on the internet or the X. Going to give it to you. Met some great people in Buffalo, and we're going to be in Indianapolis firsthand. We'll do a show there. We're probably not going to have much full court press, a college basketball coaches show, just because it's kind of that weird time. Might have a guest here, might have a guest there, but we'll get back into full swing more mid-April weekly and stuff like that. Guests, and then college basketball weekly will kind of die down, and we'll pick that up in the fall. But Sammy, as always, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Get ready, Indianapolis. I hope you have a lot of plungers. Peace out.